Say hello to the Oppo Find N5. So this is the follow-up full review from my hit video, the unboxing and initial review. I love this phone, and this is one of the most consequential phones of the year. And it's one of those things where they came out of the gate swinging, and I think a lot of people were really surprised by what Oppo brought to the table, or Oppo, depending how you want to pronounce it, with the N5. It's got improvements in the camera department. It's super, super thin. I mean, take a look at this. This is while it's closed. While it's closed, it's already super thin. Take a look at this sucker up close whenever you open it. This thing is incredible. And it's incredibly thin. And look, you can't even see the crease all that much from here. From this angle, the crease is definitely minimal. It's definitely better than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So I'll give them credit there in that department. But it's crazy that they're able to make this so thin and the crease so unobtrusive and all of that. Plus, it's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor and a 5600 milliamp battery that lasts all day. So for all this time we've been believing Samsung could only put a 4400 milliamp battery in their phone, Oppo put a 5600 milliamp battery. It's also got the silicon carbide, I think is what it is. It's the type of the battery that they're using even in like the OnePlus 13. They've got like 10% of that battery. It's supposed to make it better, supposed to last longer, supposed to help it have more long-staying qualities for like the long haul. Because we all know batteries degrade over time, right? Well, if you use the silicon technology in there, then they're not supposed to degrade as quickly. But anyway, a lot of good stuff to like here, and it renewed my interest in foldable phones. Why would that happen? Well, because foldable phones have gotten kind of bland. Really, and it's sad to say that because it's such a cool form factor. It's really a novel thing that these companies have been doing. But when you take a look at Samsung, it's basically been the same phone for years. When you take a look at the Pixel phone, yes, they've got two under their belt. I really like the original look. The original Pixel Fold was a lot like the Oppo Find N. It was that more passport style, and I really kind of like that. And then they made it more like this. And then we had the OnePlus Open. And one of the biggest takeaways and disappointments is that OnePlus said they're not going to make an Open 2 this year, which is crazy because it would likely be based off of the Oppo Find N5, which is an amazing phone. Like the camera hardware is top notch. It's got the Hasselblad cooperation, and it looks beautiful. This is the back of the phone. This is not a case, folks. This is a nice soft touch back, and it has like that marble pearlescent look to it. It is really, really nice, and it comes with this backplate case inside the box as well. So it protects the back of the phone and the hinge. And this is actually my favorite way to carry these kind of phones. Even on my Z Fold 6, which is, I don't know, somewhere. Here it is. Hold on. Somebody actually took note to this the other day. I don't use a front cover on it. I don't like that little plastic frame around the edges. It gets in the way, especially with the smaller screen. But take a look at this, right? Take a look at the Z Fold 6 next to the Oppo. Yeah, there's definitely a difference there. And then let's open them. I wish I had more hands. It would make this a lot easier. So let's see what they look side by side. There we go. Yep, definitely thinner. Take a look at that. It's thinner, and it has a 1200 milliamp larger battery in it, which is just incredible. Better cameras too. So the cameras in here, they're really good. I'll show you a couple picture samples here. Go ahead and take a look. We'll look at the picture samples. It's got a 50 megapixel regular camera, 50 megapixel periscope telephoto, 3 times optical, and then it's got an 8 megapixel ultra wide. So you've got all that going on. You got the 8 megapixel camera cover and the one on the front screen as well. Hasselblad color calibration and all that nice stuff. So overall, the phone is really nice. It's really refreshing, really enjoyable, super thin, incredibly powerful, and it's just a shame that this is not available in the States. Now, I have been testing it. I do have a T-Mobile SIM card in here, and I don't know if you can see this or not, it's showing I've got 5G and voice over LTE, so that's good, especially for an international phone. I haven't tested with Verizon or AT&T, but rest assured, you at least do get the little 5G logo with T-Mobile, so that's nice. All-day battery. This is a phone that you can do your gaming on. This is a phone you can do your multitasking, your productivity. I think Samsung still has a leg up in the software and productivity department, especially with DeX, especially with the amount of windows you can have open at once and all those different things. But overall, let me turn the brightness down. It doesn't show up on the camera well. There we go. It is a beautiful screen. It is a beautiful screen whenever you have it opened up. It's 8.12 inches. And you've got 120 hertz refresh rate, 1400 nits high max brightness, 2100 nits peak brightness, and that's really good. And then on the front cover, it goes up to 2450 nits peak. So you've got plenty of brightness in here, and it's something that you're going to be able to use comfortably, something you'll be able to use well outside, something you can use in low light. And with the form factor, I can actually hold this one-handed if I need to, and that gives you the full range and depth and scope of the front screen, which is really nice. And you've got the little 8-megapixel selfie camera in the top right corner. So should you buy one if you're interested? Now, I know there's a subset of folks that want foldable phones. Not everybody wants a foldable phone. They're not for the masses. It makes it even harder when this is not available in the US. You can get it probably off of, I forgot what it's called, something biz. But anyway, you could probably get off of eBay, maybe a couple other places. But of course, you always got to wonder about warranty and things like that. It's very difficult to deal with something like that in the United States. If you are a global customer and you're outside the US and can get one, this is a really good phone. It's probably the best foldable phone out on the market right now. I love the power. It's super smooth. I love what they've done here with the operating system, which of course is running Android 15 out of the box. You're not like with the Z Fold 6 right now, where we're still waiting to get One UI 7 and Android 15. So Oppo's done a great job here. They have made a compelling phone. They made an exciting phone. They made a super thin phone. Like, this is a conversation piece for sure. And then up there, the top corner on the left side, you've got the alert slider, which of course is something that Oppo and OnePlus are known for. And again, I just have to reflect that it is a tragedy that we are not going to get a OnePlus Open 2 this year, because I think with the Z Fold 6 being kind of lackluster in the sales department, and then seeing how wonderful this phone is, how much of an upgrade it is over the OnePlus Open, how thin it is, how powerful, Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. And from what I was reading, I've been told, I believe it's got like one of the cores in here, the primary core, is not as powerful, or it has one less core, which is totally fine. It's really not that big of a deal. Nothing you're going to notice. It's going to help out with heat, because the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor typically has 2 primary cores, and they're clocked super high, like over 4 gigahertz. So that's going to help out with some of the heat stuff, even though it does have decent heat and thermals and things like that in it. But overall, I've been really impressed with this phone, and I think it's something that they've done a really good job here. And of course, it has that built-in screen protector on the front, all that stuff. And the front screen's nice too. Now, you take a look at the front screen, it's one of those things where you got an 8.12 inch on the inside, but a 6.62 on the front, and it's got plenty of space. You got plenty of space to do what you want. It's got the fingerprint scanner built into the power button over on the side. You got your volume rocker, and then it's just a very well-balanced phone. Very well-balanced phone, lots of power, Color OS, Android 15, and the hard part is going to be paying for it. I believe the MSRP is just over $1,700 US dollars, which is, of course, it's an expensive phone. All these phones like this are expensive, but imagine if this phone had a Samsung label on it and they were selling it in the US. I think that it would sell like hotcakes, and I think a lot of people would think twice and be like, you know what? Samsung really changed things up. Let's go get a new foldable phone. And I think that's what's been holding people back for the last few years, because the Z Fold 6 is basically the Z Fold 5. The Z Fold 5 is basically the Z Fold 4. So there hasn't been a whole lot of reason for people to upgrade other than trade-in deals and incentives. And this right here, I think this would get people moving. I think this would move the pulse in the foldable phone market. I'm interested to see how it does globally, but from a US perspective, just the fact that it's a fully capable, complementary phone. It seems really durable, really nice, super thin, and yeah, it's a game changer. Like, it's a game changer, and I think it's going to move. I think it's going to move things. I think it's going to move Samsung, and I think what we're going to see with Samsung this year, as it comes out around this summer, is that we're going to see a phone that looks more like this than what it has looked like in the past. So I think this is the gold standard right now in the foldable phone department, and I like it a lot. I've been really impressed with it. Of course, it's got super fast charging as well. It has 80-watt wired charging, 50-watt wireless charging, and it's got 256 storage to start. So here's the thing. Starting storage, I should have mentioned this earlier, 256 and 12 gigs of RAM. Then there's a 512 16 gig of RAM option and a 1 terabyte 16 gig of RAM option. So you've got everything you could ask for, all the stuff that Samsung has omitted and kind of got passed in the dark. This one beats it in battery. This one beats it in charging. This one beats it in RAM. This one beats it in thinness. This one beats it in the technology that's in it. Like, there's a lot of crazy cool stuff that's in here. And then on top of that, it's IPX8, IPX9. So that means that you can throw it in the water up to 2 meters or 1.5 meters of water, but also it's like that IP69. So we don't get the 6 because of the dust protection, but this one does get the 9, which means it's protected against the elements from hot water, from temperate water. So basically up to like 160, 170 degrees. I tested this out with the OnePlus 13. It'll survive a normal consumer dishwasher or a washing machine from the hot water and the steam and all that stuff. And also it protects against pressurized and temperaturized water. So this phone beats the pants off of the Z Fold 6 in a lot of different ways. And I just wish it was here in the States. But anyway, if you decide you want to pick one up, you'll probably enjoy it. It's a fantastic phone. I've been carrying it around here recently, and Oppo did a great job. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.